There's a national coming out day, right? Like in our country.
Really?
Yeah, there's a national coming out day, and my family all knows my brother is gay. He came out a long time ago. But we were having I always take him out to lunch if I'm around, and if we're talking, and I said, you should call Dad today on the National Coming Out Day, and he's just like, well, why would I do that? He already knows I'm gay. I was like, yeah, no, but just call him and just tell him, like, Dad, I just want today's National Coming Out Day. I know you know I'm gay, but I just want to let you know that I think I'm even gayer than I was last year.
Seriously, yeah,
he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't
taking this to the next level.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it, but yeah, my dad would have thought that was funny.
But that is actually really funny. $30 trillion deficit. I bet $1 trillion of that was stolen. Got to figure at least $1 trillion of that was stolen. You know how many families out there got to just be balling immaculate? I mean, driving Italian cars and,
Look what Elon's doing in his little Doge crew, man. They sent out 2 million emails giving people the option to retire, resign, to cash out until September, and only 2% of only 40,000 of those have been returned, and the deadline's tonight.
Yeah,
the deadline is tonight for them to accept or deny. And if they deny, they have to start showing up to work 5 days a week. So
they're gonna hate that. You sons of bitches want me to go to work? The hell's the matter with you people?
I would take the buyout. Get paid till September. Go find another job. You've got a decent work history. You didn't get fired.
Decent work history? What do you mean work history? You don't even have to show up. How could you have a bad work history, Casper?
Well, I guess I didn't mean work history. I mean, you have a good job on your resume.
Yeah. You've been there for a long time or whatever.
But your resume.
Well, no. I mean, the crazy thing is, it sounds to me like, I mean, you were there for 9 years. We paid you for that time. You showed up. You might have done a little work. I get the feeling that, I mean, this is no lie, right? Yeah, more than half of this country works for the government. That's hard to wrap your dome piece around. At least I think it is. Holy crap, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost socialists.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Jefferson and Franklin, I don't think that's what they all were thinking when they put our government together.
Wow, what do we got here? Just watched a documentary on HBO about the ABT. The giant takedown the Texas Rangers did. It was a great show. I've always said I never bring up any of those gangs on the lifeboats, just kind of a personal thing. But we're not on the lifeboat. And the ABT.
I have a huge history with the ABT, but go ahead.
Who doesn't? Yours is going to be way more interesting.
I used to fight them. I was never an ABT, but we had a standing green light with the ABT, and they're all. The documentary was perfect, man. It was perfect. It painted them out just to be exactly who they were. Everything was disheveled, disorganized. Thank God, because they were all just a bunch of Texas knuckleheads. But they were, man. They were all lightweight telling on each other, and well, I shouldn't say that. They caused a lot of problems. Yep.
I was never in, but God, if you're on a yard and you find out there's 12 of them there, man, you just know you're in for a shit show. It's just going to be.
They caused me a big issue down in Pollock, Louisiana, at the USP down there. They sent me on a bogus mission, and it's all bad.
You know who's like that too? Since we're doing it, and I like the guys, man. I ain't bad mouthing them, but wherever they go, they cause a crap show in their wake. Are those unclean white fellas from down south? The DWB.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're
clean white fellas from down south.
But there's not a whole hell lot of them. There's more people saying they are DWB than really are DWB.
That's funny you say that, because a friend of mine was a DWB, and I met him in there, and he said, "Yeah, I'm with the Dirty White Boys," and I went, "Of course you are," and he laughed, like he got a laugh out of me. He's like, "Yeah," he goes, "There's probably about 600 of us." He goes, "They'll claim 60,000." He's like, "You'll meet 600 of us just on Con Air. You'll meet 600 of us." Yeah. That's one of those things that everybody wants. I guess because there's not enough of them out there, they can get away with claiming it. You know what I mean? Like the upstart kind of gangs like that. People don't want to show up on a yard and act like they got nobody that has their back. So you get these people that come in all the time and be like, "Yeah, I'm with so-and-so." It's the worst thing in the world too, when you see somebody's cards get pulled. Like somebody rolls on a yard and says, "Yeah, I'm such and such." And you're like, "Oh, that's awesome." Because the head of your crew is upstairs. You need to go see him, and they go, "Here, yeah, you got a big homie upstairs," and it's that moment where it goes, "Wah, wah." I've been around for a couple of those. Yeah,
they're usually in the lieutenant's office by the next move.
Yep, very shortly thereafter, they're packing up their stuff.
So what else we want to look at? We can let's look at Kanye West and or should we look at Elon? No, let's look at Elon right now.
Do it up.
Let's take a look at what Elon's doing. I have to switch screen shares.
And it's funny you say that because Casper and I have been talking, and we're actually we may be voting ourselves to a bit of a pay increase. We'll let all of you know on the next show, but might just need you to step up your viewership or whatever. We're voting on it. We'll get back to you. There's Elon.
Oops.
Oh, hey, how are you? Mirtha's king. Make no mistake, Mirtha is king.
So there was a big protest, and what's funny about this protest, everyone who's got like these signs made that are
they because the swastikas backwards.
The USA, they all hide their face because they're paid operatives.
Correct. You know what I mean? If you see the face covered, trust and believe you're seeing someone that's getting paid. And you can go online, by the way, go online to Google when you got nothing to do, or go to Bing or whoever you play around with, and type in protesters paid and look at all of the different people out there that are willing to hire people to go out and protest. And you could trace that right back to one cat in the US, and he hasn't even denied that he does it, or he and his family. But there's a lot of this crap that goes on. When you see those face coverings, man, it's just like when these riots break out. Man, a van pulls up, drops off a half a freaking pallet of bricks. Spontaneous riot breaks out. You got people dropping bricks off at the corner. It ain't spontaneous. You know what I mean? I've never actually been to a riot, and I'm a little bit bummed out because I'm no longer a criminal. You know, I never got to loot anything, and I know this is probably going to sound stupid and people are going to hate me, but every time I've ever seen one of those, like I remember when they were looting New Orleans right after Katrina. And I watched them running into the shops at Wyndham, the old canal and Bourbon Street. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, the number of high-end watch stores that were in at that time, like that entire mall was just like the best of the best of the best. It's not anymore, but it was at that time. And guys were running out with boxes with Rolex crowns on them and shit. And you were just like, God. But I never did that. Never did any of those things. But none of those things ever looked to me to be spontaneous. Maybe the Rodney King riots, 1992 riots.
I lived in Torrance when the Rodney King riots happened. Well, I actually was in
April 26, 1992.
Yep. And it was crazy. I didn't do much looting. I did go to, I think it was it was a Nordstrom's. But it had already been looted out. By the time I thought, hey, maybe I should go just, check some stuff out. There was like a Nordstrom's that was it was called the South Bay Galleria. And I went down there, but it was the cops were already there protecting it. It had already been looted. And so I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to
say goodbye to your friend.
Who? My buddy Steve?
Yeah. Looks like,
all right. Hey, Steve, I'll catch you later. Hey, Steve, also, I want to plug your music show tomorrow, so I'll get a hold of you today. And he's got a cool 80s music show. I think that's what it is. But him and his buddy, they just talk about 80s music, and it seemed pretty cool. I watched one of the episodes, but yeah.
Excellent. So that was it only took one hit to make that window drop. You know where I was that day? I was in LA the day before, right? The Rodney King riots, and I got on a jet from there going to Sydney, Australia. I was, for all intents and purposes, a pack mule at this point. Yeah. I was wearing some cowboy boots that were a little bit too large in size on account of the fact that they were filled with the Bolivian marching powder. But when I landed there and like everybody heard my accent, everybody I saw, then they're the coolest people in the world. The Australians are the best. They're a country you go to where everybody's cool. There's not like little pockets that are going to hate you or whatever, like everywhere else. Everybody's cool in Australia. But everyone wanted to talk to me. They're like, oh my God, can you believe what's going on? And I'm like, clueless. There was no internet. There was no nothing. And I'm going, what's going on? At least I didn't know about the.
Well, it turns out President Musk, that's a Freudian slip. Elon's not lying. Look, they, I think it was like 30 million for a transgender play. Like 20 million for something else. And like, so where's that money really going?
Transgender comic book in another country. Yes, Galen, send me an email, TommyScoville@gmail.com. My name at gmail.com. Some of the money that they have been cutting out of this, this is our money. I'm so glad that they're pointing this stuff out. And you know what? You have my permission, right, to be happy with whatever the hell that they were spending. If you're someone that thinks that $4 or $5 billion ought to go to some other country so that they can develop their diversity equity programs, God bless you. I'm not mad at you. I think that it's probably not the best use of other people's money, right? Because this isn't the government's money. It's our money. It's your money. They take our tax dollars and decide that some dude, and listen, if you think it's an accident that these people get these things, if you go, why would they do that? If you're left scratching your head going, why would they do that? Because they're paid off to do that. If somebody down somewhere is getting $5 million from an American whatever, some of that money is doing the big banana-rama, coming straight back to someone they know, to some shell account, to some political action committee. But these people don't walk in worth $1 million and go home worth $500 million, right, at a job that pays $300,000 a year. That doesn't make sense unless you're cheating every way you can, and they are.
Nancy
Make
Pelosi.
no mistake that they are. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi is a great example. But way of full disclosure, shit, they're all doing it both sides of the aisle. It's so rare to come across somebody that came in worth $300,000 and left worth like 850 or $1 million. You could see that they were doing some clever investing. Oh hell no, they're hitting it out of the park because they only pick winners. You know how easy it is to pick a winner? If you were in office and I was, you'd be calling me going, Tommy, what do you got? Is there anything cool going on? And I'd be like, Sam, you ain't going to believe this. But I got one for you. Here's a tip. That Delta crash that just happened, I'm on the National Transportation Safety Board. That Delta crash that just happened, that was the fault not of Delta, but of the people doing the maintenance. So you go long on Delta and you short the company that's doing the maintenance, right? You bet on one to go up and one to go down. That's not stock. Nancy Pelosi's not a genius. She's a cheater.
Yeah.
And she lets her husband do it, which is always nice.
Agreed. And she lets her husband do it. That's right.
Yeah. Who gets caught? That was a whole weird thing. Do you remember when sounds like he hired some gay dude to come out and give him a hand crank or something, but the guy's swinging it. Hey, this guy's swinging a hammer at him and shit in his kitchen. Do you remember this?
Yeah. You ever heard that joke? What do gay horses eat? Hey.
Oh no. Hey, we love all. We love all. All of all.
There's a national coming out day, right? Like in our country. Yeah, there's a national coming out day, and my family all knows my brother is gay. He came out a long time ago. But we were having I always take him out to lunch if I'm around and if we're talking, and I said, you should call Dad today on the National Coming Out Day. And he's just like, well, why would I do that? He already knows I'm gay. I was like, but just call him and just tell him, like, Dad, I just want today's National Coming Out Day. I know I'm gay, but I just want to let you know that I think I'm even gayer than I was last year.
Seriously. Yeah.
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do
Taking
it.
this to the next level.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it. But yeah, my dad would have thought that was funny. But
That
anyway.
is actually really funny. That's actually
yeah.
wicked funny.
So
you know what? I liked it when we used to be able to laugh at each other. You know what I mean? Like
we can again.
If people heard Q, if people could hear the conversations that Q and I have had in our lifetime, you have to understand that because of how the politics and the racism is in prison, it's a very different planet and a very different thing. We had conversations at least 2 or 3 times a day that things were said that would offend the world because of it would seem very racially intolerant. And those things came out of his mouth, not mine. If you could hear the jokes that dude cracks, because inside it's no big deal to crack jokes like that. On the street, they cancel him. I tell him all the time in speech, I'm like, man, you can't say these things.